Last weekend, D23 made its new announcements for its new projects for the new generation of Disney, and it kind of piqued my interest with the many questionable choices that they decide to make, and I just wanted to offer my thoughts with this video. I don't have too big of an intro for this video, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Let's go. So first we're gonna start off with Moana 2. Now I did watch the trailer to this film, even though I was kind of nervous of watching it because my stance on movie trailers is that they spoil way too much and give away too much of the film before you actually get to watch the film, and it's almost as if you watch the film after watching the trailer. But Disney does a great job of advertising, so they usually show a lot less from both the teaser and the regular trailer. So if anything, the less they show me, the more I get excited about what they are going to show me if I go out and see the movie. And they do a good job of doing this. My biggest concern is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing Maui to be way too transparent as he was in the first movie. Like, remember that dumb tweeting joke that he made?
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb. So I'm hoping he's not too transparent in this film. I'm more aiming for the main actress who plays Moana. She did a fantastic job in the first movie, and I wouldn't doubt she'll do a great job in this one. So I'm pretty excited about it, I'll admit that. And with the unfortunate continuation of all the live-action remake Disney films, they decided to make a prequel for The Lion King called Mufasa. The Lion King. Great title. What I saw from the trailer from the first film, the biggest issue I had is that they didn't have any facial expressions or really emotional investment with the characters, and they try to make them look like National Geographic. In a way that could be a good thing, but it's made too realistic to the point where we can't even see how we're supposed to emotionally feel for them when they don't have emotional expressions themselves. And from this trailer, it seems like they're making the exact same mistake. I honestly don't know how you could do that twice. Let's be honest though, this movie's gonna suck. Frozen 3 is, it's whatever. I like the first one. The first one, as overrated as it was, I still enjoyed it just as much as anyone else did. The second one was okay. I'm not sure how much mileage they can get with the third one. I feel like the characters' arcs, I feel like they've kind of not overstayed their welcome, but I feel like they've run dry. They're wearing thin, and it's just, I'm not really sure how much mileage they can get out of that. But, Jennifer Lee's a great storyteller, so we'll see what happens. The next two live-action announcements are Snow White and Lilo and Stitch. Zootopia 2 is the next announcement that they made, and it sounds like a cool idea, but I found it kind of weird how they're bringing back the main characters, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, because I felt like their arcs were already over by the end of the movie, so I'm not really sure why we're following them again. This world is too large for us to only focus on these two characters this second time. I feel like there are other characters that could have the center of the attention as well. I know they touched upon it with Zootopia Plus, but I feel like we can do a bit more with other characters. Because if we keep doing this with Zootopia 3, 4, and 5, we're gonna run the world pretty dry by that point, and I'm not really sure how much farther they can go with it, but we'll see. The next announcement is The Incredibles 3, and I'm just gonna go off the bat right now. If they don't grow up the characters, if they don't allow the kids to actually become older than they actually were in the previous film, and they just try to keep them the same age once again, I'm honestly not even gonna bother, because there's no more mileage you can get out of that premise anymore. If you seriously keep them kids the entire time, you're just gonna make it look like The Simpsons. And I get it, Brad Bird worked on The Simpsons, maybe he's just more accustomed to that, fine, whatever. But seriously, there's 1,000 other stories you can go about this if you allow them to grow up. It's really like literally gift wrapped it for you as an idea for you to take full advantage of. And if you don't take full advantage of it, I honestly couldn't care less. Like, I'm sorry to get a bit heated about that, but that's what pissed me off with the Incredibles 2. Like, the fact that they had that literally sitting on their lap, a great idea, and they just choose to completely negate it. And it's like, okay, if you do it for this one, like, I'm going to skip it. I don't even give a shit about the Rotten Tomatoes score. Like, I'm just going to say that right now. And the next announcement is Toy Story 5. Based on what I found in an article, apparently this story is supposed to follow the original characters, Woody and Buzz and Jessie and all that. And their job is to get people to like toys again and ditch all the tablets and electronics that are made for kids' entertainment. I mean, okay. I don't really like or hate the idea. I'm just kind of indifferent about it. It essentially just sounds like they're writing themselves into a corner. But, you know, people like Toy Story. I mean, I love Toy Story. I like all 4 of the movies, but, like, yeah, I'm just kind of indifferent with this one. I don't really have much to say about it. There's other announcements with other Marvel stuff like Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Ironheart, and then other Star Wars things like Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Mandalorian. The one I'm probably the least interested in is Avatar Fire and Ash, because after watching the last Avatar movie, I don't know how many times I can watch the Dances with Wolves Pocahontas story, where it's like the nature is good and humans are evil type of thing. Like, especially with Avatar, because it's the most one-dimensional way they've done it. Yes, of course, it does look visually pleasing to the eye, and it's beautiful to look at. But story-wise, it's very one-sided and completely one-dimensional. It's actually kind of annoying how those movies make $1 billion in the box office. But, you know, whatever. And then there's Freaky Friday 2, Freakier Friday. Alright. I don't have much to say about that. I think the only one I actually have any real excitement for is Tron Ares. And I know that sounds weird, but like, not just because I like Tron, but because I want Tron Uprising to come back to the scene, because it got canceled way too soon. Only having like 1 season and to be canceled with only a cliffhanger at the end of the series. But here's the thing, if Tron Ares actually becomes popular and actually wins over in the box office the week it comes out, there actually might be, and I might just be optimistic, there might be a chance that they might bring back Tron Uprising and actually give it the 2nd season it deserves. Or at least allow it to finish the series. Because it did not deserve to end the way that it did. At a popular state, we could actually get another season. I was just thinking about that. If we all go out and watch that movie, that could actually happen. So please, go see that movie. I don't care if it sucks or not. Please, go see it. And lastly, there are other Pixar films that surprisingly aren't sequels. Elio and Hoppers, which I'm actually kind of happy that Disney is taking a chance and actually allowing these movies to exist as a theatrical release, or at least as far as we know in terms of announcements. But I'm also afraid that they'll cave in and decide to just release these films in Disney Plus again, and we'll have that same little fiasco that we did with Soul, Turning Red, and Luca, where they just been shelved off. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but at the same time, I don't really have much faith in Disney to allow that to happen at this point, because it's happened so many times, and they're just... I just hope that things will change, but, you know, we can only hope. So in the end, of course, there are going to be sequels, and that's not really a surprise to anyone. And while there are a couple original stuff, I guess I can be excited a little bit through maybe a couple of these projects. At the same time, I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, it is what it is. So I just want to offer my thoughts about these announcements, and yeah, it's the end of the video. See you later.